All right, I call this one Congress Testimony, 0 point energy will break. I'm probably the only person who's happy about being in the Epstein files. Everyone else wants to be taken out. I want mine to go viral. And why I want it to go viral is because this is the testimony I would give to Congress if they ever call me to testify. They can call me to testify at the UAP hearings, and they can call me to testify at the Epstein hearings. And I'm telling you, this ties it all together. Let me go to my board and I'll try to explain it. So, and ironically, I'm the least viral person in the Epstein files. But what I would say, if Congress swore me in, the devil is in the White House. I'm talking about 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. He's not lost in outer space. He's not an imaginary entity. He is in the White House, in the basement of the White House. He meets with Lawrence Rockefeller. Then they decide what they're going to do. Then Rockefeller starts making phone calls to the other minions, and they start running around. I know this because I was privy to a meeting where they decided to impeach Richard Nixon. 12 men sitting around a table in the basement of the White House. Nixon, we will impeach you. You won't know when, you won't know how, but we will impeach you. When Rockefeller started making phone calls, and the only answer you're allowed to give is yes, boss, further down the line, Ingo Swann, 357 the Bowery, he put on his green cap from the war in Korea. He went and he bugged the phones at the Watergate Hotel. G. Gordon Liddy took the fall for him, and Nixon gets impeached. But then Swann goes on with the remote viewing program, and Puthoff reverse engineers 0 point energy. So what I'm saying is that the White House is steep and deep into their cult. Rothschilds is a minion of Satan. That is how you get the Epstein Island stuff. The vast-luciferian-conspiracy is correct, and that's the way we should look at it. The biblical perspective is the correct one. Do you follow what I'm saying? It's a cosmic watergate. Generational galactic battle. It's reincarnation. When you die, what happens is your soul leaves your body. They give you a blank piece of paper, plan your next life. You're reincarnated. I knew Swann from a past life. He was aiming to get born on the planet the textbook is from, where they have flying cars and free energy, and the devil has less influence. Pass the Bible test, and you can reincarnate there, a level above human. Every Christian is an angel and saint. The junk DNA is mutating. It is evolution to become an angel. If you follow what I'm saying. And by the way, just think about this. The richest men in the world don't need a pimp to get women for them. Rich men need a stick to beat gold diggers off of them. Musk is not an incel. He has 15 kids with like 40 different baby mamas. He is keeping women away from him who are after his money. He doesn't need a pimp to find him a Lolita. He can get that very easily. Every rich man I know, and I do know Frank Stronach, he needs to keep gold diggers away from him. He needs the opposite of a pimp. he needs a security guard to keep the gold diggers away. So no one. I retract what I said in a later video that you could blackmail rich men by showing a little bit of leg and just providing a Lolita. No, they're not there for the sex. What's going on is a cult, and they're steep and deep into their cult, and I know something about how their cult works. So what I want Congress to do is come out and investigate Ryerson and investigate the review. And then that will prove everything I'm saying. Put all my witnesses in one room and let them talk. That will prove what I am saying. The 3 demands that I would have: take and act on new predictions. This could save innocent lives. This goes all the way back to 1990. I predicted 9/11. I told the FBI. I said it on open lines on the Art Bell show. I told Frank Stronach, who told Bill Clinton, 9/11. It's on the Art Bell show. So then in 2006, at IRVA in Las Vegas, I correctly predict Fukushima, BP oil spill, Stafford, and Williams. Colonel Alexander comes out, takes the hard copy, and it gets quashed down. Bits of that are also on the Art Bell show. So what I'm saying is the review. This is the civilians' review into MacArthur. Gloria Epstein, which happened in Toronto. They looked at police negligence in the Bruce MacArthur case. They called me as a witness. I didn't even know a review was going on. Naz called me. Why they called me is because they found the 2013 France set of warnings I made at Ryerson University with Shauna Davis. And then we gave it to the Toronto police, and the police dismissed it. Then Mark Sandler found it, and then they called me. So what I'm saying is the review has a 2013 France set of warnings, the 3 events in France, Pulse nightclub, the 3 events in Toronto, name, date, and place. When I'm at their law office on Bay Street, this would be Mark Sandler, the lead lawyer for the review, they audio record a new set of predictions, the coronavirus set of predictions. The virus, long before any lockdown or anyone's ever heard of it or anyone's ever heard of taking a vaccine. Ukraine Jet 752, Kobe Bryant, Gabriel Wortman. The review then censored their audio tape and just treat me like person non grata. They tarnished civilians' name. They took out that I was ever there. By the way, they didn't debunk anything. They proved what I'm saying. They crossed Ryerson University. They crossed the reporters. The witnesses are honest when they are pinned down. They gave the same account as mine. Then the Jew judge, Gloria Epstein, censored the report and tarnished the name of civilians. This is known to the Toronto Police Services Board, who owns the review's audio tapes. They commissioned the review. The $5 million came out of the police budget. Naz told me to complain at the board, not at the law office. The board said, well, too bad. We don't care. We're never going to release this audio tape. Goodbye. Even if you know about some new predictions, don't tell us. Don't call us. Nothing's ever our catchment area. The $1 billion we get from property tax, that's for alcohol. Saunders, Raymer, Dempkew, the chiefs of police, are liars. Dempkew knows about the correct predictions. He is clammed up because he's a cowardly liar. All of Toronto police are liars and cowards, including the board. Okay. So that's one of my demands. If Congress, hello Congress, take and act on new predictions. Okay. Hold the past negligence accountable. That's the review, Gloria Epstein, and 9/11. Again, I'm saying I predicted 9/11. I told Frank Stronach, the head of Magna. He told Bill Clinton. I said it on open lines on the Art Bell show. I believe events were messed up on 9/11 because Stronach told Clinton. Okay, so I want to hold the past negligence accountable, and that would be to investigate the review and hang people for treason on 9/11. Also with the 9/11, I've correctly predicted that Colonel John Alexander is one of the insiders who implemented and executed 9/11. Swan knew about 9/11 in 1972. He told Hal Puthoff. Puthoff wanted to put it in a movie. Alexander stopped him from doing so. The remote viewing program continues to be funded because Puthoff told Congress about 9/11, and that is how he secured the funding. Ingo Swann and Edgar Mitchell are deceased. They knew about 9/11. They took it to their grave with them. Okay. So I have my third demand that I want Congress to investigate and prove what I'm saying, confirm what I'm saying, place 0 point energy into the public domain. And this is what keeps me going, because I know for a fact 0 point energy is working right now and it's being suppressed by the same cabal that does Epstein Island. One of their minions is John Alexander of the Pentagon, Penguin, they called him in the aviary. Puthoff reverse engineered 0 point energy from the textbook that Swann got from the Apollo 14 ESP experiment with Edgar Mitchell. They get a textbook from the other planet, an advanced civilization, that goes to Puthoff at SRI. They reverse engineer the 0 point energy, then Alexander and Bigelow come back and suppress it. It's working now and it's being suppressed. Puthoff is gagged. He's not talking. They stuck a gun in his mouth. He is afraid for his life. He is not talking. Puthoff is gagged. He won't say anything about 9/11. He won't say anything about 0 point energy. What I believe, if you did interview my witnesses and we did cross-examine them, you will find that Colleen was abducted. She was on the same planet the textbook is from, and a Colleen confession should push the 0 point energy from Puthoff into the public domain. And then you have flying cars and free energy. Did I tell you this reverts back to reincarnation? I think I said that. So, Puthoff is gagged. I wish he was talking. If we lived in a normal world, we would already have the free energy. They've gagged Puthoff. He's not talking. What happened at Ryerson between the years of 2011 to 2015, RTA class of 2015, I'm an alumni of Ryerson, a 4-year undergraduate degree in media production, radio and television arts, Faculty of Communication and Design, FCAD. The whole school knew about this. It was the second generation of remote viewing experiments. And this is provable. This is provable. This is where we get our proof. Ramona Pringle, an RTA professor, and Robin Doolittle, the Globe and Mail reporter, they put my 5 Jane Does in one room. They took witness statements from them. Shauna is psychic. Halen is strong. Maya manifested gold coins. Ramona can fly and shapeshift. Colleen was UAP abducted. Those are the 5 I want to cross-examine, and I want them to confess. Doolittle gets all the confessions out of them. From the RTA office, Pringle and Doolittle get confessions out of these 5 women. That goes to Doolittle's boss, David Walmsley, the editor of the Globe and Mail. He looks at it and he says, all of this is true, but we don't publish about UFOs. Then the reporter said to me, she can't just do whatever she wants. She has to vet this through a lawyer. They're not going to publish about UFOs. Further than that, they have the correct predictions. The 2013 France warnings. Walmsley, the coward, he left the French in the theater to be tortured and die. An international newspaper has weight to throw around. They left the French to die. They did not arrest Bruce MacArthur. They were honest to the Review when Sandler crossed them. Then the Review censored their report. Gloria Epstein is a coward and a liar. I refuse to call her a judge. I would call her Epstein the liar. She censored the report. They didn't debunk anything. They proved what I'm saying. They proved what I'm saying. They have a new set of predictions. They didn't prevent anything in there. Then they censored their report. Hold the past negligence accountable. Gloria Epstein of the Review. 9/11, Alexander should hang for treason. Stronach is still alive. He's 90 years old. They should get a deathbed confession out of Frank Stronach, the friend of Bill Clinton. And I told Stronach about 9/11. Stronach told Bill Clinton. That is why events are messed up for the cabal on 9/11. Oh, I've got to push a button here. Well, okay, I don't know if it recorded that or not, because at 15 minutes this camera was flashing and the timer stopped when I noticed. So I told Frank Stronach about 9/11. He told his friend Bill Clinton. Congress needs to cross-examine Frank Stronach, the head of Magna. He's 90 years old. They need to get a deathbed confession out of him. He knew about 9/11. His attempt to whistleblow was to tell his good friend Bill Clinton, POTUS of the United States, on the golf course in Aurora that is owned by Magna, Frank Stronach's private property. Okay, so I hope it recorded the stuff and the camera didn't time out on me. But anyway, I'm saying all this is provable. We need to get cross-examined by witnesses from Ryerson. Pringle and Doolittle picked the right people. The 5 women who manifested superpowers from remote viewing experiments. And they all had the same experience. Their bottom chakra opened up. Kundalini went up their spinal cord. At all 7 chakras, it stopped and manifested. Third eye is separate from the chakra. On Shauna, it popped out of her forehead. That's about as close to Christ consciousness as you're going to get. She pushed it back in with her thumb. Shauna is psychic. She helped me come up with the predictions. So, when you go to Epstein Files, justice.gov/Epstein, and you can search 0-point energy, or you can search remote viewing, or you can search my name, you will get EFTA 00165.439.pdf, dataset 9. And what I am talking about, and what dataset 9 is about, is that the second generation of remote viewing experiments happened at Ryerson University, the RTA class of 2015. A lot of these events are in open lecture. That gives me 200 witnesses who can be cross-examined. The main ones to cross-examine are those 5 women: Shauna, Helen, Maya, Ramona, Colleen. Colleen was abducted. She had her own flying car that runs on free energy. That is the same advanced civilization Hal Puthoff had a textbook on 0-point energy from, that they got from Swan and Mitchell, the Apollo 14 ESP experiment in 1972. That went to SRI. 0-point energy is working now, and then it's suppressed by this cabal, the Epstein Island cabal. John Alexander is one of the minions who works for Rothschild. The vast-luciferian-conspiracy. Satan, Lucifer, the devil himself, is the boss. He meets at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in the basement of the Whitehouse. He tells Lawrence Rockefeller, his right-hand man, what to do. The only answer they are allowed to give is yes, boss. Yes, boss. Yes, sir. Right away. Yes, boss. Rockefeller then makes phone calls to his other minions. Impeach Richard Nixon. Ingo Swann put on his hat from Korea, went to the Watergate Hotel and bugged the phone. They switched it for G. Gordon Liddy to be the fall guy, the patsy, because they wanted Swan in the remote viewing program to reverse engineer the 0-point energy, which is working now and being suppressed. Everything I'm saying can be proved. Humans can predict the future. I predicted 9/11. It's on the Art Bell show. Frank Stronach is a witness. We need to get a deathbed confession out of Stronach. The review proved what I'm saying. The review, Mark Sandler, the lead lawyer, he cross-examined Ryerson University. All of the witnesses were honest and gave the same account as mine. Then Gloria Epstein, the Jew, she censored the report and tarnished the name of civilians. The Civilians Review proved what I'm saying, then censored their report. The Jew Epstein has to answer for this. Congress needs to come out and investigate what I'm saying. Send the feds, send the FBI, send everyone. Cross-examine Frank Stronach. Two of my best witnesses, Robin Doolittle, Globe and Mail reporter. She has all the predictions going back to 1990, 9/11, 2006, Fukushima. She investigated Tory Stafford. 2013, Ryerson. Robin comes from the Globe and Mail to Ryerson and helps make the 2013 list of France predictions. She cross-examined Shauna Davis about this. 2019, the coronavirus set of predictions, audio recorded by Naz of the Review. It's owned by the Toronto Police Services Board, this audio tape, and they have censored it and they refuse to release it. This has been going on since 1990. Cross-examine the 5 women from Ryerson: Ramona Pringle, Robin Doolittle, Shauna Davis, Helen McCarty, Maya Ahohen, and Colleen Durkach. Colleen was abducted. She was on an advanced civilization where she had her own flying car that runs on free energy. That is the same planet the textbook is from, that Hal Puthoff has, that they used to reverse engineer zero-point energy. That's what I want to say to Congress, and I'm trying to tell you the ZPE will break. It's just a few more steps. We're this close. The zero-point energy is going to break. It's going to break. And why I say that, and why I know that, Jesus Christ is God. Jesus promised me it will break in my lifetime, and I will get credit for my part of the heavy lifting. And it's this close to breaking. It's this close to breaking. I want Congress to cross-examine me, to investigate Ryerson, to investigate the Review, take an act on new predictions, place a zero-point energy into the public domain, and hold the past negligence accountable. That means hang people for treason over 9/11, and it means to expose the falsified report that Gloria Epstein did in civilians' name, a review into police negligence at 40 College Street, the Toronto Police. And Demque, you're a goddamn coward, because you exactly know what predictions I'm talking about. And when you come out with your bulletproof vest to try to restore the reputation and the trust in Toronto Police, you're on a failed mission and you're on a fool's errand, because I know you're a goddamn liar.